How many kanji do you actually need to know? And the answer, I'll give it to you in the first few seconds. 2136. Within this book, all the kanji you need to know, and this is actually the amount of kanji they learn in the school system called Joyo Kanji. In this book, you will actually find the individual kanji. There was an audit saying that most Japanese adults know about 3,000 to 4,000 kanji, and 2,100 of those studied mostly in school. Many Japanese schools actually have a time period where the students only read. They go to the school library, and then they have to pick a book. It's compulsory, and then for 10 to 30 minutes they have to read whatever they want. And whenever they're done with a test, or whenever they're finished with a project and they have some extra free time, then they can get their book and just read. They learn the kanji in context by reading every single day, and what they also do is they actually practice the stroke order. Every day they have homework to write the kanji using the correct stroke order, like in this column. And the reason for that is also, whenever you read another person's handwriting, it's much easier to read and understand what people wrote if they have followed the correct stroke order. Starting in elementary school, grade 1, they learn hiragana, katakana, and then they move to kanji. As you can see, here is grade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. After that, junior high school. What they do is they start with 80 kanji over here in grade 1, and then slowly but surely, as you can see, it gets more and more and more. And the reading material they encounter also increases. Another kanji book, 1026, grade 1 to grade 6. This book is so thick, it's like a cult leader would actually publish this. And look at this thickness. You can actually sleep on it as a pillow. Get up in the morning and you know +3 kanji. It's giving you also the stroke order. So this is kind of all in one book. If you already know hiragana and katakana, this is also a great book. Many of you have. And it's also elementary school kanji, grade 1 to 6 in different colors. And in the beginning you see the kanji, some examples and different readings, the stroke order, and also more information. But it's kind of advanced, so later on you kind of need classes if you want to understand or be able to read everything. Here's a Kanji Dictionary for foreigners learning Japanese. It's saying 2,500. So you have the 2,136 plus more kanji just for names, because they have different rare kanji you don't often use. And as you can just see while looking at all the kanji, and at the end they give you some kind of rare kanji used in names and kind of professions, right? And this is a great example. If I go to the start, it's giving you very easy reading for mountain. Very nice to have every kanji you need to know in one book. There's no structure, so it's going to be hard to actually know the kanji. Then there is Kanji Cafe. Also 2,500 kanji on the front. This is the book I'm writing. This is book 1. I'm busy with book 2. You can check the description if you're interested in this. When you open it up, it's giving you the kanji for each grade. So 1, 2, and 3 in this book. And then to connect the meaning of the kanji with a mnemonic. And this is very great and all, but how do you actually master kanji? A side effect of learning kanji might be getting a lot of headaches, you know, then you need some pain pills. And this is, bought in Japan, so you might need these. And for some people actually, like myself especially, I've been through this pump, this asthma pump, this one, and also this one, and a few others. But I've been through a lot of kanji. But the good news over here is that the top 80% of the kanji shown is actually just 500 main characters. So if you know 500 characters very well, then you can read about 80% of many resources. There are about 50,000 kanji out there, individual kanji. You don't have to know them all, and in my opinion, learn the 2,136, and then through exposure you will get to know new kanji. They really don't use all of the kanji. So in school, the 2,136 plus a few more, they use in rare situations or certain professions and names, which you will get to know through exposure and constant reading. So if you want my top tips to avoid a prescription from the doctor. All you can do is actually stick with a basic daily routine. And for example, I do basic reading every single day. Basic reading, enjoy the story, don't make it too hard. Next, I do new kanji with mnemonics. I follow mnemonics, even creating vocabulary cards, and suspend them later on, delete them if you want to, but it's a flashcard application, right? And if you want to practice how to write the kanji, you can just start a journal and try to write simple things every single day. So many Japanese people actually use their phone to look up kanji because they don't know how to write it or the meaning of certain kanji in words. And actually, a lot of them, they just write it in katakana or hiragana. And there's nothing wrong with that. Because the same thing with your language, if you go to the dictionary and you look at every single word, there will be some very strange words and things you don't know about your own language. And the same for Japanese. Now, if you're new to kanji, it's best to learn in context, but my challenge to you would be to learn the first 80 they learn in grade 1. At the end, if you want to see if someone is really good at kanji, you don't ask them how many kanji do you know. You ask them how many books have you read and what is the author's name, or what's the topic of the book. And that's actually where kanji comes in, right? It's not about how many words you can read and how many this and that. It's more about what you can do with the knowledge you have. Just keep at it every single day and let me know in the comment section, how many kanji do you know, or how many books have you read? Mata ne.